People think that housework is boring and is the responsibility of wives and mothers only. Many parents don't ask their children to do housework so that they have more time to play or study. However, studies show doing chores is good for children. Kids who do housework develop important life skills that they will need for the rest of their lives. Doing the laundry, cleaning the house, and taking care of others are among the important skills that children will need when they start their own families. These are the things that schools cannot fully teach, so it's important for children to learn them at home. Sharing housework also helps young people learn to take responsibility. They know that they have to try to finish their tasks even though they do not enjoy doing them. Doing chores also helps develop children's gratitude to their parents. When doing housework, they learn to appreciate all the hard work their parents do around the house for them. In addition, doing chores together helps strengthen family bonds, creating special moments between children and parents. It makes children feel they are members of a team. All in all, doing housework can bring a lot of benefits to children. It teaches them life skills and helps build their character. Therefore, parents should encourage their kids to share the housework for their own good as well as the good of the whole family. Family values are ideas about how people want to live their family life and are passed on from parents to children. Strong family values can prepare children for a happy life. Results of a recent survey in the UK show that even though modern family life has changed greatly, a number of traditional family values are still important in the UK nowadays. On top of the list are the values of being truthful and honest, and respecting older people. Children are taught to tell the truth from an early age. They learn to show respect to older people, who have a wealth of life experiences. Having good table manners is the third important family value. Coming fourth and fifth on the list are the values of remembering to say please and thank you, and helping with family chores respectively. It is clear that in the 21st century, British people still follow some traditional family values. More and more people adopt a green lifestyle. It is a choice we make to change to a greener and more sustainable lifestyle. There are many things you can do to become an eco-friendly person. Here are some of them. Turning off your appliances when they are not in use. This is one of the easiest ways to save energy and reduce your carbon footprint. It also helps reduce energy bills and prevent any dangerous situations such as a fire or an explosion. Buying products that are grown using more natural and organic methods. This helps reduce the use of harmful chemicals in food. Organic food is better for us because it is safer and healthier. It also tastes better. Cutting down on plastic use. This really helps the environment because it takes many years for plastic waste to break down into small pieces. Bring a reusable bag when you go shopping, and your own refillable bottle instead of buying bottled water. Recycling as much as possible. This prevents pollution because it reduces the need to collect new raw materials and protects natural resources such as water and trees. So don't throw away your used household items, but sort and recycle them. A carbon footprint is the total amount of CO produced by human activities. It also includes the emissions of other greenhouse gases. Although calculating your carbon footprint can be difficult, you can still estimate it based on how big your family is, how much electricity your appliances use, how much you drive or fly, or how much you recycle. Globally, the average carbon footprint per person is more than 4 tons per year. Too much CO in the Earth's atmosphere can cause serious problems. It can lead to increasing global temperatures and air pollution, and destroy the natural world. It's not difficult to reduce your carbon footprint. You can do it by making your daily activities eco-friendly. For example, you can take shorter showers. The less hot water you use, the less energy is needed to heat the water. Instead of using your personal car or motorbike, you should use public transport, walk, or cycle as much as possible. These simple activities can help reduce your carbon footprint and your impact on the environment. American Idol was shown for the first time on television in January 2002. At that time, there were many movies and TV series, but no reality competitions on TV. The participants in this program are ordinary people who the audience can really identify with. First, judges travel all round America in search of the best singers and bring them to Hollywood. 24 to 36 participants are then chosen to go on to the next stages where they perform live on TV and receive the judges' opinions. From the semi-final onwards, people over 13 and living in the US, Puerto Rico, or the Virgin Islands can vote for their preferred singers online or through text messaging. The singer with the lowest number of votes is eliminated. On the final night, the most popular singer becomes the winner of that American Idol season. People watch American Idol not only to see the participants sing, but also to hear the comments of the judges, who play an important role in the competition. Their different opinions and interesting arguments make the show very exciting. This music show has been held in many countries in the world. The first season of Vietnam Idol was shown in 2007. It included 3 stages, short performances to choose participants, semi-finals, and finals. The winners of the show's different seasons have become famous singers in Vietnam. Chao van singing is an ancient form of Vietnamese performance art which combines singing and dancing. It started in the northern delta region of Vietnam around the 16th century, and later spread to all parts of the country. It is used to praise gods or national heroes. There are several types of Chao van singing. One typical type is hat tho or worship singing, the slow chanting including an act of worship. Another type is hat how, the singing and dancing of a psychic. The main musical instruments used in Chao van performance are the moon-shaped lute, bamboo clappers, drum, and gong. The costumes of Chao van performers are very important. The style of clothes, hats, and belts depends on the rank of the gods or saints the performers worship. It has changed over time, but the rules about the colors have stayed the same. As a form of traditional performance art, Chao van singing was recognized as part of Vietnamese national culture. Water is essential for life. Therefore, the methods of collecting water are important for meeting its growing need. The traditional method involves collecting rainwater and storing it for later use. Rainwater is collected from a roof and sent to a container. Collected rainwater is an excellent source of water for people, animals, and plants. There is also a new method of collecting water. It can turn the tiny drops of water in the air into drinking water. Air-to-water technology creates water from air and releases it all the time. It uses the sun's energy and works well even in dry conditions. In general, collecting rainwater or creating water from air will allow people to save natural resources, improve the environment, and live a green life. I joined the volunteer club when I started secondary school. The club was formed 15 years ago, shortly after the school was set up. Since then, it has organized various volunteering activities for all students to participate. One of the most popular activities of our club is selling handmade items to raise money for the local orphanage and homeless old people. Last year, we also raised over 100 million VND to help people in flooded areas. The money was used to buy warm clothes, blankets, food, and clean water. Our club welcomes different types of donations: clothes, picture books, unused notebooks, and other unwanted items. At the end of each month, we take the donations to the community center. Our club also organizes after-school games for the children at the orphanage and concerts for the old people at the center. In addition, it offers other volunteering activities, such as helping at a food bank or delivering free meals to poor families. Volunteering has helped me gain life experiences and find my sense of purpose in life. When I see suffering and hardships, I feel thankful for what I have. What is more, these activities provide opportunities for me to meet other teenagers with similar interests and help me build essential life skills. Save the Children is an international non-governmental organization that helps improve children's lives. It was set up in the United Kingdom in 1919, and now it is working in 120 countries around the world. Save the Children started its work in Vietnam in 1990. It provides practical support in different areas. One of the areas that the organization particularly focuses on is education. It has organized different training courses to help teachers improve their teaching skills and use digital technology in their classrooms. It is also working on projects that create more opportunities for children in remote areas to go to school. By providing these children with books and other school materials, Save the Children makes sure they have access to learning. In addition, the organization offers training on life-saving skills for both teachers and students in case of disasters. Children and households in need can also receive support from Save the Children. In 2000, Asimo, a robot created by Honda, amazed everyone by just walking down the stairs. 20 years later, a robot named Sophia can even communicate with people by using human language and expressing emotions. However, robots are just one example of artificial intelligence, AI, the study and development of machines that can copy human intelligence. Nowadays, AI has been applied to various areas of life. At home, devices such as vacuum cleaners can now use AI to measure the room size and recognize any furniture. They can then decide on the most effective way to clean the house. In transport, AI can be used on many smartphones to collect information about traffic. This can then help drivers find the most suitable route. Traveling has become much more convenient thanks to AI. At work, the uses of AI are even more useful and exciting. Computer programs, such as AI software or chatbots, can help customers plan their holidays, book flights and hotels, and answer questions. AI is one of the most important inventions of the 21st century. It has completely changed our daily work and life. A computer needs both hardware and software to run, but decisions about the hardware must be made before you buy a computer. Understanding some basic information about the hardware is very important and will help you decide on the most suitable computer for you. The processor controls all of the activities of a computer. Processor speed is often shown in gigahertz. High processor speed means that your computer can run faster. Random access memory, or RAM, it is displayed in gigabytes. The RAM shows how powerful your computer is. The more RAM in a computer, the more tasks your computer can do at the same time. Storage space, it shows how much information such as documents, music, photos, etc. a computer can store. It is also displayed in gigabytes. There is other information about the hardware, such as the screen size, the battery, and the weight, that you need to know before choosing the best computer for you. There are two types of community service. The first one is a kind of punishment. For example, people who litter may be forced to clean up the streets. In this case, they may not feel happy about the work. The second type of community service is voluntary. This means people are willing, or pleased to do the work. For instance, people may volunteer to build houses for poor people, or raise money for children in mountainous areas. However, it does not mean that volunteering is always a selfless act because volunteers may also benefit from the volunteering activities. For example, they may volunteer to meet new people, to develop social skills, or to find themselves, learn what they truly want in life. In general, people may volunteer not just to help others, but also to help themselves. Gender equality has been greatly promoted around the world. However, there are still many challenges that women face. First of all, there are still girls who are forced to get married before the age of 18. In many places, parents may see child marriage as a way to protect their daughters from violence. However, many of these young girls become victims of domestic violence. Child marriage also carries serious health risks as young girls are not physically developed to give birth. Secondly, more than half of the world's uneducated people are women. This means fewer girls than boys go to school or stay long at school. Girls who receive an education are less likely to marry young. They can also have better job skills and can earn higher salaries. Education gives girls the opportunity to have a better life and give back to their communities. Thirdly, women are often paid less than men. In other words, women have to work longer than men to earn the same amount of money. Differences in career choices might be one reason. Women tend to become nurses, secretaries, or shop assistants, which are low-paying jobs, while men choose high-paying careers as surgeons, airline pilots, or engineers. Women are still not equal to men in today's society, and governments, organizations, and individuals must work together to achieve gender equality. It is commonly thought that football is a sport for men. In fact, it is a sport for women, too. The first recorded football matches between women took place in 1890s in Scotland and England. Women's football became very popular during the First World War when women started working in the factories. In 1921, however, the Football Association, FA, decided that the game was not suitable for women. The ban lasted for 50 years until it was finally lifted in 1971. In the same year, France and the Netherlands played the first official women's international football match. However, it took 20 years for the first FIFA Women's World Cup to happen in 1991 in Asia. Since then, the competition has been held every 4 years. Nowadays, like men's football, women's football is becoming more and more popular. Women's professional football has developed significantly, and the Women's World Cup has drawn worldwide interests. Since UNICEF set up an office in 1975 in Vietnam, it has run projects in various fields to provide the highest possible support for children in our country. The organization particularly aims to create opportunities for all children in Vietnam to attend school, learn, and succeed. The following programs help achieve the UNICEF's education aims for Vietnam. Education for disadvantaged young people. UNICEF helps disadvantaged teenagers continue their education by offering them job training and career advice. They are also taught essential skills for the job market. Providing education opportunities for children with disabilities. This program gives children with disabilities a chance to get access to and benefit from a quality education. It also helps promote equal participation in society and a culture in which people respect each other. Improving learning achievements. This is another practical program supported by UNICEF. The aim is to better prepare children for the challenges in the future. UNICEF helps Vietnam in joining regional educational programs to improve children's learning achievements. When they leave school, they should have the necessary skills and knowledge to work in a fast-changing world. The Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, of the United Nations was formed in 1945. Its main aim is to end hunger and poverty by making sure all people have access to healthy food. It hopes to raise the levels of nutrition and the standard of living in its member countries. It also tries to improve the production of food and agricultural products, and make sure they reach all groups of society. FAO started working in Vietnam in 1978. Since then, it has provided Vietnam with technical support and advice to the government in the field of agriculture. It has also helped Vietnam carry out hundreds of projects in different areas. In response to FAO's support, Vietnam has actively participated in FAO activities, including food security and nutrition. Food security means that all people have access to enough and safe food, while good nutrition or getting the right type of food is essential for normal growth and development. I think face-to-face learning is better than online learning because I can communicate with teachers and other classmates immediately and directly when I have questions. In class, I can work in groups and discuss with friends. This helps me understand the lessons better. When I have a problem, I can ask for answers or help immediately. I can't do this in online classes. I have to email my teachers and wait for their reply. Learning in a traditional classroom also has fewer distractions than learning online. My teachers have many strategies to keep us focused on the lessons. I really enjoy my lessons and learn a lot. I think online learning has more advantages than disadvantages. My school is trying to change from face-to-face to blended learning, so sometimes we have online classes. I don't have to go to school, but I don't feel I'm missing any lessons by taking online classes. Furthermore, I think I learn online as much as I learn in a traditional class. I can't talk to my teacher and classmates, but I can email them at any time. I also have an online discussion board where I can exchange comments and ideas about my projects with my classmates. The only disadvantage is I really need to have a fast internet connection. Modern schools are designed to help each student to be successful. Teachers play the role of a guide for them and prepare them for lifelong learning. They encourage and challenge them to become responsible and confident individuals. Class discussion is a main feature of modern schools. Students are expected to take part in discussions and express personal opinions. It is also important to ask questions in class if students do not understand any point or instruction. Group learning is another common feature. Students may work in small groups on a project task. In class, teachers and students use computers to access digital learning resources. Teachers use technology and audiovisual materials to support their lessons. Outside the classroom, students have a chance to participate in field trips to famous landmarks such as museums, hospitals, and industry locations. These trips give them real-world experiences. Students also attend school camps to make friends with other students and to develop life skills in unfamiliar environments. In the Pacific island of Fiji, a new sport program enables both male and female school teachers to receive training as coaches. Rugby, which is often considered a male sport, is creating more opportunities for men and women in Fiji. For Kitiana Kaitu, a primary school teacher from Nasanu, Fiji, it was an honor to become a rugby coach. She has recently qualified as a coach and life skills trainer for this sport program. Sport can be used as a powerful tool to reject gender roles and build a healthy lifestyle. In the Pacific region, rugby is a particularly important sport. Kitiana Kaitu is now one of the highly skilled coaches who are discovering new ways to encourage both girls and boys in Fiji to play rugby. The environment we live in is facing many serious problems. We need to be aware of these problems so that we can find ways to protect nature. Global warming is the rise in the average temperature of the Earth's atmosphere. It is one of the biggest issues facing humans today. It can have serious consequences such as rising sea levels, polar ice melting, and extreme weather events like floods or heat waves. Another environmental problem is the cutting and clearing of natural forests. The loss of forests can have a negative impact on the environment. It can damage the natural habitats of many animals and put wildlife in danger. It can also destroy the natural soil and lead to climate change. Air pollution is also a serious problem. It is mainly caused by waste gases that come out of vehicles, machines, or factories. When these harmful gases combine with the water in the air, they come down as rain or snow, which can damage all forms of life. In addition, this problem leads to global warming and climate change. It is also a major cause of respiratory diseases or even lung cancer. Around the world, the number of endangered animals is rising. Many of them disappear because of pollution and climate change. In addition, humans illegally hunt and kill animals, and catch too many fish at once. This is upsetting the natural balance of ecosystems, which can be harmful to all living and non-living things. Earth Hour is a global event organized by the Worldwide Fund for Nature, WWF. Held every year, it encourages people and businesses to turn off their lights and other unnecessary electrical devices for 1 hour from 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. on the last Saturday of March. Earth Hour was started as a Lights Out event in Sydney, Australia, in 2007. Since then, it has grown to become an international movement for the environment, happening in more than 7,000 cities and towns across 187 countries and territories. Earth Hour has created a positive environmental impact. It shows the public support for protecting the environment and saving the planet. It also draws attention to climate change and global energy issues, and promotes green activities worldwide. Vietnam joined the event in 2009 and has been an active and keen supporter since then. Besides switching off lights, people can take part in a number of activities to raise awareness of environmental problems and call for action for climate, people, and nature. Although tourism is often called the smokeless industry, or an environmentally friendly industry, it can actually damage nature. However, different kinds of tourism may have different effects on the environment. Mass tourism is a kind of tourism which involves tens of thousands of people crowding the same places at the same time of year. It often has a lot of negative impact on the local area, such as litter from tourists and pollution from traffic. Ecotourism provides tourists with opportunities to explore nature, and at the same time helps protect the environment and educates travelers on local environmental issues. It also promotes tourists' respect for local communities. Sustainable tourism involves not only environmental protection and cultural respect, but also efforts to keep profits local. It often refers to actions of the tourist industry as a whole. Responsible tourism encourages tourists to be more than visitors. Responsible tourists should not only be aware of their role, but also take part in protecting the environment, culture, and improving the profits for local people. Responsible tourism often relates to specific actions of individuals, businesses, and communities. The more people travel, the bigger impact they may have on the environment. How can we reduce it while traveling? Here is some advice. Reduce your carbon footprint while traveling. Since flying produces more carbon footprint than any other means of transport, you should only fly when the trip is long. During the trip, you should walk, cycle, or use public transport as much as you can. This not only helps to keep the environment clean, but also allows you to enjoy the beauty of nature and interact with local people. Choose eco-friendly activities that benefit animals and the ecosystem. Avoid activities that allow you to touch or ride animals because they disturb their natural patterns and attract many people. Instead, visit wildlife parks or organic farms. These will help you understand and respect the nature more and stop doing things that harm the environment. Family time is when family members do things together. Ways of spending family time vary from taking a family holiday in a nice place every year, or planning a family movie night every week, to having one meal together every day. Some families spend time together just by having regular family meetings. Family members can sit together to discuss important issues and make decisions, or just have a chat. Some people may think it is easy for everyone to find time for their family. In many cases, parents as well as children have to adjust their own timetables to make time to be with their family. Family time is important as it helps make the bonds between family members stronger and creates fond memories of happy experiences. In 1977, Governor Raul Castro suggested that the 7th of August should be American Family Day. 1 year later, Governor Bruce Babbitt signed the day into law as an official Arizona holiday. American Family Day is now celebrated in some states in the United States on the first Sunday in August. It encourages people to enjoy the warming summer days with those dearest to them. Principally, the day encourages families to spend time with one another. Unlike some other family holidays, people do not give gifts on this day. Instead, they celebrate the day by focusing on family relationships. People believe that the best gift one can give their families is themselves. So on this day, people enjoy being with their families. The most common activities family members often do together include playing games outdoors or going for a walk in the park, watching a movie, visiting grandparents, and bringing them a picnic lunch. Some families enjoy taking an art class together, visiting a museum, or trying out a new recipe and getting the whole family involved in the cooking. Whatever people do, the most important thing should be that they do it with their families. Celebrating American Family Day reminds people to express their love to their family and helps strengthen family bonds.